All right, today we have Mr. Stanley Shyngle, convict turned businessman. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man, we're glad to have you. I can't wait for the world to see this interview. I'm really excited. Thanks for coming, man.
Me too.
All right, so, we know you here at JXR Media, but, let the people know who you are. Introduce yourself. Want to give a little intro or something like that?
Yeah. So I actually like your intro too. So Stanley Shyngle, from convict to businessman. I am born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria, and just happy to share my story.
All right, man. So let us know, what was Lagos like for you growing up there?
Best place in the world. Best city in the world, hands down. They say New York is a city that never sleeps. But if you go to Nigeria, if you go to Lagos, Nigeria, I just don't know what to tell you because you're really never going to sleep. It's always buzzing. The energy, the people are so hospitable.
Right.
There's always an event to go to, so you'll never ever be bored. And I was 9 years old before I came to this country, and I'm telling you this from the perspective of a 9-year-old. Lagos is a very, very fun place.
Okay, so let people know your tribe. Let people know who you repping,
Oh man, Yoruba, of course, all day, every day.
All right. No, all right. So
interestingly, so I just found out not too long ago that people asked me before, like, what's your tribe? And I used to be confused about that. Like I said, I came in when I was 9 years old.
Right.
I'm like, what are you talking about? What tribe? Like, you watch too much TV. Until I realized, like, okay, there's certain languages. There's Yoruba, there's Igbo, there's Hausa, and there's others. I had to understand, like, those are tribes. I'm like, wow, that was a history lesson to me. So Yoruba is a language that I speak. Well, I don't speak it, I understand it very well. Yoruba is a tribe.
Right.
Igbo is a language that's spoken, and it's also a tribe, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But the best one is Yoruba.
Right. No, that's true. I think I read that Nigeria has close to 200, if not more, different tribes.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I think there's a Fik, there's Yoruba, there's Yoruba, there's Hausa, there's Igbo, there's Benin, there's so many. But all right, cool, man. So we have that established. So all the ladies out there, my brother is Yoruba, you know what I mean? So tap in. All right. And so when you were a kid growing up, like, tell us about your childhood into like elementary school and like, any kind of like specifics to kind of who you are and how you grew up.
Yeah. So I was a very curious child, and that led to a whole lot of whoopings. So back in Nigeria, my uncle, he raises goats. And I would chase them around, and I would just beat the goats, tackle them, slam them, and I just wanted to see how they react. Part of my curiosity. So my uncle he'll watch me, he'll let it happen, and he'll just discipline me afterwards. So I was very curious. In school, I was competitive. I remember I went to Daniel Primary School, and so I lived in my grandmother's house, and about 2 streets over is the elementary school that I went to, and I was always eager to go to school. So let me start with that.
All right.
Always eager to go to school. I couldn't wait. I had my we wore uniforms to school, so I had my uniforms pressed. I had my crayons in order. I made sure my book bag is ready to go. I had my lunchbox. I couldn't wait. I was in bed early. I was up on time. I think it's my grandma or a family member would walk me to school. And I would be so upset whenever they're late because I just wanted to get to school.
Yeah.
School was fun for me. I just loved the environment. So as a kid, I was high energy. I was curious. I loved to be around people. And I still believe I'm the same way now.
Okay, that's interesting. And you having that kind of like childhood, you have siblings or?
Yeah, so I have a sister, a sister a couple years younger than me. And I also have a brother. And I haven't seen him since I was, goodness, I want to say 4 or 5 years old.
Wow.
Like, literally, if he was in this room right now, I wouldn't know that was him. Yeah, so we didn't really grow up together. But one sister, one brother, and a really, really big family. So I don't know what it is about Nigerians, but there's just a lot of women in the family.
Right.
A whole lot of women. A ton of women. And they were all very supportive, all very nurturing. I remember, so back in school, in Daniel Primary School, my teacher, because teachers get whoopings in school.
Of course. Of course.
It's not American.
Right.
Teachers get whoopings in school. So my teacher disciplined me. I think she took a ruler and smacked the back of my hand. She did something that left a mark. And my aunt saw it when I got home, and she wasn't happy. So she went down to the school and she literally fought the teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she fought the teacher.
Wow.
She fought the teacher, beat the teacher up, told the principal what happened, told the principal if it happens again, the same thing is going to happen again. But yeah, I had very, very supportive and protective family.
Yeah, that's different. You know, I have stories of like relatives and siblings getting beat up by the teachers for misbehaving or not doing something right.
Yeah.
This is the first time someone would come from home that I'm hearing, and I would deal with the teachers. So
Yeah, Auntie don't play that.
shout out to her, man. She loves you.
Shout out.
For real. All right. So now we have an understanding of how your family was. How about your religious background through your family? What was that like for you?
Yeah, so we were born, I don't want to say born, but raised Christian. Shout out to G.O.D.
Right.
Like I said, my grandma, she was really just more of the matriarchal figure, pillar in our family. So it was church every Sunday, whether you liked it or not.
Right.
Church every Sunday, put on your Sunday's best, make sure you're clean, presentable, and you're in church on time. So that was my, I guess you can say, relationship with religion when I was younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now, like that's like a section of your life as you're a child and like those elementary, primary school years. So let's get into those preteen, teenage years. How was that for you, bro?
Man, fun times.
Okay. All right, let's get into that.
Yeah, the fun times. So we came to this country in 2001. When I say we, I mean my sister and I. My parents, they won the Visa lottery. If you know what that is, you know.
Amen.
I'm not about shout out to the Visa lottery.
Right.
I'm not about to explain it, but they came here before my sister and I just to lay the foundation. And my sister and I followed shortly afterwards. So that was in 2001. We experienced the horrors of 9/11. I didn't know what was going on back then. I just recall being in the classroom and the teacher told us to stop everything. Stop what you're doing. And she cut the TV on and we just see this airplane just fly in and just take out a skyscraper. So I was 9, 10. I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
All I knew was the teacher said school's out and let's go, school's out, let's do it. But
Right.
Also in elementary school coming here, I wasn't bullied a lot. Yeah, I wasn't bullied a lot. Oftentimes you hear people being bullied because of their culture. I think part of that might be because I don't have an accent. A lot of people tell me like, "Hey Stan, I didn't even know you were from Nigeria." Like Faye just said it not too long ago.
Right.
From Nigeria, I'm like, yeah, I was born there. So I think that was partly because of that.
Okay.
But elementary school was okay. Middle school was a little trying. Let's just say that.
What happened in middle school?
Middle school is when the boys actually growing.
Right.
Now we're at that stage where we're becoming more impressionable. We start to have a mind of our own. And it was just that. I just started to experience things. I started to travel further away from the house, started to hang out with different people. My interest when I was in elementary school was science. I love science. I love engineering, technology.
Right.
But in middle school, I still had a zeal for that. I still had a desire for it, but other things started to draw my attention. Just other people.
Okay.
Yeah, my grades suffered a little bit. I got suspended. I don't know what I did to get suspended from middle school, but I got suspended. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. I received after school detention for a week, and I had to walk home. That was my punishment. I had to walk home from school to my house. It wasn't fun. That was like an hour and a half walk.
Wow.
Every single day for a week straight. But yeah, middle school is when things started to get a little rocky for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So middle school, and then things are getting rocky, and then you graduate middle school, we go to high school. So what was high school like for you?
High school was a different animal, a different atmosphere. So I went to Woodlawn High School. And see? That
Man, shout out to Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore, you know.
It's funny because I knew as soon as I said Woodlawn, a lot of people's reaction would be just like yours. So if you know about Woodlawn, then you know. Shout out to Baltimore County Public Schools, man.
Yeah.
But I went to Woodlawn High School. I was active in sports. That was my first experience with ROTC.
Okay.
NJROTC. I started to see things like adult things. Kids having sex in school. I was exposed to a lot of, I would say bullying started to happen there as well.
Right.
It was just a time where I was just trying to fit in. I was trying to find myself. So I didn't stay at Woodlawn for too long. I stayed there for about half a semester, and then I moved. And then, of course, with that comes a new school zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what school was that?
Went to Randallstown High School.
Randallstown
High School. Graduated in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, Randallstown was a really, really small school compared to Woodlawn.
Right.
So, funny story. Woodlawn is huge. I'm not sure if you've ever been there.
Oh, I've driven past it.
It's like 3 or 4 floors. It's a really
Yeah.
big school. So when I transferred to Randallstown, I was supposed to go there to meet with a counselor, and I was with mom. So we pull up there, and we see the building, and we see a parking lot. I'm coming from Woodlawn High School, really, really massive school. So when I get to Randallstown, I see this parking lot. I say, "Hey, Mom, this must be the back of the school.
Right.
Let's go around to see if there's more to the school. This must be the back." So we went around, and there was nothing there. I'm like, man, this is a really small school. But Randallstown it was cool. It was I grew a lot there, and I got into a lot of trouble there also.
All right. So you getting into a lot of trouble. I'm sure that probably, like you said earlier, introduced you to some people, some things, ideas, or
Yeah, just trying to find myself. Of course, my culture. So I have my culture on one side. It's still in me. Even though I left at a very young age, I still have that culture instilled in me.
of course.
And then we're raised more outside of the household than we are in the household. So of course I had this outside influence as well. So school, I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to dress a certain way. I'm trying to look a certain way. I just didn't know who I was until I just started to see that I was accepted more if I presented myself in this way. I was accepted more if I engaged in this activity and that activity. I played a lot of sports, soccer, track, wrestling. I just played a lot of sports competitively, so I was a jock, and I received recognition through there. And it starts to get you after a while. You're cool, as they say, you're cool.
Right.
You're known, and then with that comes things that you really don't account for.